Okay, get this. What if you could actually see a language? Not just read it, but see it. A language that was maybe never even meant for human ears. Well, today, we're going to dive into this incredible project that's using AI to do exactly that. It connects a mystic from the 12th century to our world today in, well, you'll see. It's just visually stunning.
I mean, what does a forgotten cosmic consciousness even look like? It's a massive question, right? But what if you could get a glimpse of an answer? These shapes you're seeing on screen, they're not just random digital art. They're AI-generated geometries, and they're a real attempt to visualize that very idea. And the craziest part, these images have roots that stretch back almost 1,000 years.
So to really get what's going on here, we have to take a trip, a big one. We're going to travel back in time like 900 years back. We're leaving the world of algorithms and neural nets behind and stepping into the world of medieval mysticism and a secret divine language.
And our guide for this journey is this absolutely incredible woman, Hildegard von Bingen. I mean, think of her as a true Renaissance woman, centuries before the Renaissance even happened. She was a composer, a philosopher, a scientist, the whole deal. But what she's most famous for are her visions. She said she received them directly from God, and she felt these visions were so huge, so profound, that no language on earth could possibly describe them.
So what do you do when you need to express the inexpressible? Well, Hildegard didn't just, write some fancy poetry or compose a new piece of music. Nope, she did something way more radical. She invented her own language, an entire language. She called it the Lingua Ignota. In Latin, that means the unknown language. And just to be clear, this wasn't for chatting with the other nuns about daily chores. No way. This was a private, sacred code. It had one single purpose: to try and capture those huge, cosmic ideas that were flooding her mind during her visions.
Okay, and this is where it gets really, really cool. The language is described as a glossolalia vocabulary, kind of like speaking in tongues, but with a structure, a system behind it. It was supposedly built from celestial phonemes. We're talking about the actual literal sounds of the heavens. So what she really created was a divine cipher, right? A secret code designed to unlock her own visionary theology.
So, that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How on earth do you get from these ancient mystical sounds to the slick modern digital art we saw at the beginning? How do you build a bridge across a 900-year gap that separates faith and, code?
Well, the answer is surprisingly elegant. You literally build a bridge between those two worlds. You take that medieval mysticism, and you don't treat it as just some abstract old belief. You treat it as data, raw data that you can feed into a neural network.
So how exactly did they pull this off? Let's break it down. First, the researchers took those celestial phonemes, the basic sounds of her secret language, and treated them like data points. Simple enough. Then, for step 2, they mapped those sounds to the big ideas, the theological concepts that Hildegard wrote about in her books. And finally, the really cool part, they fed all of that mapped data into a neural network. And the network's job? To translate all of it into these incredible iridescent geometric forms we've been looking at. And this, right here, is the heart of the whole project. Think about it. On one side, you've got Hildegard using a divine language to express what she couldn't speak. And on the other, you have this AI using algorithms to visualize what we can't see. They're both trying to do the same thing, just 900 years apart, using a special language to make something abstract real.
So what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal? Well, the creators of the project put it perfectly. They want, quote, to reveal the hidden architecture of a forgotten cosmic consciousness. Wow. So they're not just making pretty pictures. They're trying to use AI to almost reverse engineer a map of Hildegard's mind, of her visions.
So when you look at these images now, you're not just seeing something a computer spit out. You're seeing a visual echo, an echo of an idea that's been silent for almost 1,000 years. It's like a translation not just of language, but across time, across mediums, from a human mind straight into a digital one.
And that leaves us with a pretty mind-blowing question to think about. If AI can do this, if it can visualize a lost divine language, what else about our past can it help us see? What other forgotten languages, what lost art, what hidden parts of our own history are just waiting for the right technology to bring them back to light?